What is good? Today I just wanted to make a video because I felt like making a video. This was something that's been on my mind for, this whole week. And, I look hurt right now. I'm getting a haircut today, you already know, but I had to make this video because I just had to get it out there. And I wanted to, put it on my platform for people to see and really, get some advice from me, from my personal experiences. So today, I just been doing a lot of reflecting, and today I wanted to talk about, moving out of your hometown. Now, this is something that I did 3 years ago. I'm originally from Massachusetts. Shout out to Haverhill, Mass, man. And I moved to Phoenix, Arizona in 3 months. 3 months after graduating, I moved to Arizona. So a lot of people always be wondering, like, why did you move to Arizona? So today I'm gonna tell my story as to why I moved out of my own town and why you should do the same thing. If you even have any thoughts about moving, just do it. But today I'm gonna tell my story and give advice to anybody who is feeling in that same, they feel stuck, they wanna get out, they wanna make a change for their lives. I hope the story right here literally helps you be able to do that, because it helped me grow so much as a human being. And I tell God every day, if I did not move to Arizona, I don't even know where I would be. I wanted to learn how to, do certain things, be able to pay bills the right way, be able to handle my money the right way, be able to just, live a comfortable lifestyle. I give all my glory to God for getting me to Arizona and having me go through what I went through for these last 3 years to get me here. So here's the story of how, I ended up in Arizona. Backtrack back to 2019, June, just graduated college, man. I was 23 years old at the time, and I thought I had my whole plan set. Like, I was ready to, move to an apartment in Boston, try to find a job. Like, my plan was to go home for the summer. By the time summertime was over, move back to the city, get an apartment with either myself or a roommate, and get a full-time job. And that did not go that did not go as planned, as you can see, but this is what happened. So I pretty much, I never really lived at home. I went to boarding school in high school, and then in college, I obviously wasn't living at home. So I just didn't really like being at home, just because I didn't like being up under my parents like that. I felt like at a certain age, once I was gone for so long, it's just different when you live on your own away from home rather than when you're living at home all the time. And as I was getting older, I'm big on independence, and I love having my independence and my freedom. So once you move back into your parents' house, it's like, yeah, some of that goes out the door. They're always wondering where you go. Always talking about, be home at this time, let us know this. Like, I wasn't trying to do all that. I was just trying to have my own place, come back whenever I want, do whatever I want, keep it however I want, and so forth. I'm looking for jobs, like full-time jobs, while I'm working. At the time, 3 jobs. Like, I'm telling you, I'm working 3 jobs this summer. Before I even decided to move to Arizona, I was working 3 jobs. So I'm on LinkedIn, and one of my boys, shout out to Josh, he was also from Haverhill, man. I connected with him because he had his own startup, and someone just told me, like, yo, just message this man. So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, I just graduated with a marketing degree, looking to, internships, if you have any job openings. And he happened to have a lead generation manager role that he wanted to bring somebody on for. And he was like, would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, of course I'm interested. So, we get to talking, connecting, and really just trying to figure out about each other, and, going back and forth, teaching me the ropes on certain things, making me train, watch videos, everything. And then he was telling me how he lives in Arizona, and I'm like, Arizona, what's out there? And I would see his stories on Instagram and everything like that, and I was like, yo, Arizona don't seem that bad. Like, why not? It's warm, it's always sunny. It does get hot in the summertime, but like, it gets hot anywhere. You just got to be able to deal with it. As long as you got AC, I'm good. So some just hit me. I'm like, yo, why don't I just move to Arizona? Like, why not? This job, mind you, was remote. I didn't even have to move, but I was like, you know what? Let me think about it. So I was like, yo, I'm thinking about moving to Arizona. I told him. He was like, yeah, bro, everything's great out here, this and that. You'll love it. Like, you should definitely think about it. I was like, man, I'm already sold. Boom. So I was doing my research nonstop, doing my research, rent, cost of living, jobs, everything, just getting the whole 9, what the weather's like, watching YouTube videos, everything about Arizona. And I just became like amazed by it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to Arizona. So I said, I was so ready to go to Arizona that I really gave myself 3 months. I said, it was like the beginning of June. middle of June, I was like, I'm giving myself to the first week of September, Labor Day weekend, and I'm out. So I worked 3 jobs all summer. When I tell you I'd worked 7 days a week, I think I had two, maybe 3 days off the whole 3-4 months. I promise you can ask anybody. Working nonstop. I wasn't spending no type of money. I was trying to save every dime. I literally used money for gas and food. And I was barely getting food like that because I worked at a restaurant. So I was just eating there instead of having to spend money on food. And I would just literally give it to my parents. Like all the money I saved, I put it in a whole other account, so I didn't even see it. Because I didn't even want to be tempted to spend it on any like material items or anything like that. And it paid off, you know. So, you know, you really got to be disciplined if you're really trying to make a move, and you really got to, you know, save amount of money in this amount of time. Like you really got to be smart with it if you really are about it. I saved, you know, upwards over $5,000 in, you know, 3-4 months. And that was after I already put down for an apartment. I paid to get my car shipped out of here. Like it's pretty expensive. I was gonna do a cross-country drive, but I was like, nah, I'm just trying to get there ASAP and get started on this. So literally when I flew, all I had was, I kid you not, and I still got it here, 2 big ass suitcases, 2 duffels, and a backpack. That's it. Everything else that I could fit in my car before I shipped, I could, but you can only put so much in the trunk, and you can't put everything in the front or back seat because it can't be visible in case someone breaks in to the car that's on the truck, you know, while it's stopped or whatever the case may be. Saturday morning, I was out. 5 a.m., I took the earliest flight possible. 5 a.m., I was out. Got to AZ around like 11 o'clock a.m. And man, as soon as I touched down, I was like, yo, this is where I want to be for sure. As soon as I touched down, I was like, all right, I got to go to my apartment, you know, get all the keys and everything, get settled. And boy, that's what they don't tell you is that, yeah, you may be paying rent, but you got to worry about furniture. You know, you got to worry about, you know, plates, knives, all these dishes, you know, toaster, air, everything, man. You got to worry about all these little things you don't even think about. So I was like, damn. So I'm over here going, buying this, buying that. And I kid you not, after everything, man, I was down to probably like $1,500. And the job I was working at for my boy, for the startup, I was only making $1,500 a month. So I had to get another job. So luckily, shout out to Famous Footwear, I was working there. They transferred me to Arizona, but I was only making like, I think it was $13, $14 an hour. So I was really probably making $2,000 at most a month. Luckily, and I wish my rent was still like this, my rent was $800 a month. $800, man. So thankfully, shout out to AZ back then when it was hella cheap to get a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, 800 square feet for $800. Man, you won't find that nowhere in AZ now. But, you know, I was just blessed to be in that situation. So come to find out, like, man, living in another state is hard, man. I ain't gonna tell you it's for everybody because it's not. It's for people who really want to make a change and really are disciplined and really want to make a better life for themselves. You know what I mean? There's no disrespect to anybody who lives back in Haverhill, you know, but the people who I feel for every day, I'm thinking about, like, people really do miss out on the world. Like, I'd never been to Vegas before I moved out here. I'd never been to California before I moved out here. Like, I literally just stayed on the East Coast my whole life. You know, Florida, whatever the case may be, I don't think I ever passed, like, I don't even know, to be honest. But once I got out here, it was a culture shock. You know, I'm used to big skyscraper city, you know, houses stacked up on each other. Nah, everything out here is spread out, desert. You know, I can see the mountains in the background, and Arizona just gave me a feeling that I didn't have, you know, back in Massachusetts. And I think, honestly, I look back at it now, I think it's just because it's always sunny out here. Like, I always know 90% of the time the sun is coming out and the weather's gonna be good. So in the wintertime, we all get that seasonal depression, and that can be terrible because the toll it takes on your mental, it's not good for people. And I wish people would experience moving to warmer climates where it's sunny all the time, because your mood does change, everything changes. To people who want to move, just do it, man. Don't hesitate. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't move. Don't let anybody cause you to have self-doubt in your mind that you can't do it. I'm not gonna lie, there were times where I was really doubting, did I make the right move? Did I make the right decision? One thing that they don't tell you is that you are gonna lose some friends. You are gonna lose contact with some people that I was talking to 3 years ago on an everyday basis. Over time, like, you just don't connect anymore. It doesn't mean you're not cool, it's just the way it is. You gotta find your own way. Everybody's trying to find their own way. Luckily, I had people out here from back home who lived out here already, so it was a little bit easier to adjust, and I'm thankful for that. Even if I didn't have anybody out here, I think I still would have moved probably to California instead, but Arizona is home. Definitely, I tell people, just make sure you do your research, make sure you save enough money. Don't come here if you aren't confident that you have enough money saved, don't move. I'm trying to tell you, because that would really take a toll on your mental. That would really, hurt you in the long run. Just make sure you have enough money saved, but make sure you're saving your money when you're giving yourself a timeline on when you want to move. The biggest mistake that I was making was that, when I look back, I wish I could have saved more money before I moved. I wish I didn't move so quick. I told myself, if I didn't move when I did, this was the time when COVID was about to hit. So if I would have taken any longer, I don't think I would have ever been out here. So that's why you gotta, when you're ready to do something, just do it. Don't overthink it. When you get something in your head that you want to do, give yourself 3 seconds and do it. Don't keep putting it off, because then it might be too late and you'll never get a chance to, do what you wanted to do. Another thing that I'll say is simple: be comfortable being uncomfortable. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. There were so many moments where I was just uncomfortable with what I had to, endure while living by myself. Paying bills, man. Setting aside certain money to pay your bills. Money to be able to eat, gas, like everything. Like once you hit the real world, like I ain't trying to scare nobody. Once you hit that real world after college, like it's real. And it's like, and it can be scary and overwhelming, and it was at times. But like I said, I have my own place at 23 years old. Not a lot of people can say that, so I was just having to learn on the fly. So it was just, I was trying so hard. Like once I got out here, like lifestyle here is different, man. Everybody got money, cars, like it's just, Arizona's just a different place. And at that time when I was so young, I was trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to, have the nicest stuff and try to do all this, but I have no money to do that. And I found out real quick that, when you try to live a lifestyle that you shouldn't be living, it can be very, detrimental and damage your pockets for real. And this is when I first got a credit card. My dad always told me don't get a credit card, but I said whatever, I wanted to build my credit. And I was running on my credit card, man. I had to pay off so much. Like I've never been in credit card debt. I've always paid off everything on time, but just like racking it up, trying to live a lifestyle, like, and then playing catch up, that's not something you want to do. Make sure you got your finances in order. Make sure you are disciplined. Make sure you are determined, because if you aren't, I'm telling you, you're gonna end up moving back home in 2 months. Because there are going to be times where you doubt yourself. There are going to be times where you doubt yourself. I was doubting myself. And then even when COVID hit, I was in an even darker place because I was by myself. Nobody, no family. I had a few friends, but we were all locked down. So I was really living by myself during COVID. God put me in that situation for a reason, because he made me learn to grow and really become the man that I am today and that I'm still becoming. I just tell everybody, man, move wherever you want to move to, move. Even if it's temporary, you don't gotta stay there forever. This doesn't have to be your forever home. But I definitely tell everybody, experience life outside of your hometown. Experience life in another part of the country. Because I'm telling you, there's so much stuff that I'm missing out. Like, I still haven't even been to, like San Francisco, Mexico, Colorado, Oregon, and I'm right there. You know what I mean? But I'm closer than I was in the past living on the East Coast, but there's just so much of the world that people just don't get to see because they're so, stuck in one little environment, and that environment might not be positive. That environment might be, toxic. I'm not saying all environments are, but after a while you start to get tired of being around the same people. You start to get tired of being around the same things. It gets repetitive, and you just wonder, like, is it ever gonna get better? Just switch up your lifestyle, switch up your routine, switch up everything in your life. We have such a short life, and I feel like people are afraid to really do what they want to do. Like, listen to your heart, man. Listen to what you know, pray to God. Listen to what God wants you to do. Listen when God has a plan. Like, he don't want you to live a normal, boring life. He wants you to explore. He wants you to see the world. He wants you to meet different people. He wants you to just be the best version of yourself. And I don't know what that is, but this is, like I said, this is for people who want to get out their hometown. This is for people who want to experience another part of the country and experience another state and another environment, another culture, you know, another lifestyle. This is for those people. I'm telling y'all, man, if you really want to get out, just get out. Man, I'm telling you. I know I keep saying I'm telling you, but like, I really am so blessed to be in this situation. You know, 3 years now, I'm looking back and I'm like, I really, again, have my own place living in Arizona. You know, I don't gotta deal with the winter, I don't gotta deal with the snow. It's perfect outside. It's about to be 70 degrees today in December. It's December 1st, 70 degrees. You know, I'm really, truly blessed. I still have a lot of work to do, but I've come a long way from 3 years ago to now. You know, I know how to make sure all my finances are in order. I make sure I know how to save. I know how to invest. I know how to, you know, just be smart about the decisions that I'm making now, because, you know, I had to go through those growing pains to get to where I'm at now. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing. People are so scared to take that next step when, you know, you're one step away from reaching your dreams. If you don't take a risk, how are you ever gonna know what reward you're gonna get? How are you gonna know if that dream you want is gonna come true? Everybody gotta take risks. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's very, you know, uncertain, but the uncertainty is what makes it so much more beautiful when you get what you want at the end. God's not gonna put you in something that you can't handle. You know, I moved to Arizona because I knew I could handle it. And there were times where I really thought I couldn't do it. And there were times where I really wanted to move back home. But I just kept with it over and over and just kept telling myself, like, yo, you did this, you're already here, keep going, just keep going. And you will really see the growth. And like I said, you may not see it as it starts, but over time, as years go on, you look back, you're like, yo, I really did all this. I really moved out here. I really got my own place. I really got a job that's paying well. I really, you know, anything that you want to do, just do it. Don't ever second guess yourself, man, because I'm telling you, you start to second guess yourself, you're gonna miss out on a lot. And, you know, that's something I still battle with every day, second guessing myself, down on myself, but I just learned to trust God and really just be in the moment and really just do what I set my mind to with no shade or anything like that. Just do everything with good intentions, do everything with a good heart, and you're gonna see what you can do and what God's gonna give you on that way. And that's all I have to say for this video. I just wanted to, you know, kind of go on here and talk about why you all should move. If you're thinking about moving, just make that move. You know, I like having conversations on here with you all who are watching. I appreciate y'all, man. Just really learn to get out your comfort zone. Do what you set your mind to, what your heart wants to do. Don't worry about anybody telling you you can't. Don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about what ifs, because all those are just what ifs. They might happen, they might not, but you can't decide on making certain decisions based off of what ifs. You just gotta do what you feel is right. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, and I promise you it's all gonna work out. I'm gonna try to upload more videos, you know, throughout the week. I'm trying to be consistent with it, you know, just trying to find different topics to talk about. Like, I'm just coming on here and just talking to you all, you know, giving y'all advice as I would give anyone else that's sitting right in front of me. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. Keep watching, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all, man. Stay blessed.